Years ago, my wife made me a bet that if this little YouTube channel exceeded 100,000 subscribers, she'll give me the green light to build a dream shop here on my beautiful property. About 10 months ago, we achieved that goal. It's between Homeowners Association issues, city building permit regulations, and that whole COVID supply chain thing, these last 10 months have been an absolute nightmare. That is, until now. Let's go. 100,000 subscribers, a dream shop, an automotive paradise there in my backyard. Between the HOA, city building permit divisions, overly greedy contractors, we have been working to get this thing started. And I'm not kidding, as of 1 hour ago, we are officially approved to begin, and we're beginning right now. Even in the pouring rain. We live in a homeowners association, which we have rules and guidelines to abide by. However, there are very fine line and gray areas which we are able to figure out how to make things happen. In addition, we have city regulation and building code specifically for this neighborhood, which I spent long nights reading. Then we got into the contractor phase, in which I brought in a few general contractors, give me an idea of a price to build essentially what's gonna be a 2,000 square foot box in the backyard. Those quotes were surprising, to say the least, and it actually nearly killed the project altogether. When this project began, we had an appropriate budget to work with. We brought the few contractors in, got quotes, and they came back over triple what I had saved for years to actually make this happen. My dream nearly burned to the ground. Further investigation under different elements and how to build this building and seeing what I could actually do with my own two hands. We had to find creative ways to make this happen, and we are ready to start. So much so that my new friend named Blake actually wants to start this party tomorrow. Blake is handling my engineered foundation, and he has 20 yards of select fill scheduled to be delivered at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I'm not ready for that, so yeah. So before he shows up at 8 a.m. tomorrow with 20 yards of select fill, I have 300 yards of irrigation lines to dig up and get out of the way with a spade shovel. And it's raining with thunderstorms in the forecast. Perfect day for it. Let's get working. Here goes nothing. That's one line, about 100 feet, but this man over here heard I was digging holes, so he couldn't resist. Wanted to come join the fun.
Yeah. It's like that movie, Holes.
Almost there, bud. Almost there. So this line goes from the fence line all the way this way. Obviously this is in the direct center of where the shop's gonna be, and the trucks are gonna be coming in through that fence line right there, so I gotta cut that fence and open it up. So there's a sprinkler head there, there's our control box. Now the question is, where in the world do we go from here? A lot of mystery to be solved. Got a second long line going this way from this box all the way to the corner of the shop, and then we have two boxes we have to relocate over there. On the other side of this going to be driveway, and this 5-year-old that's just killing it, Mr. Gravedigger. All right, that's the end of night one. We dug up nearly everything. We have one last run to go. What took forever was all the lines with the wires, because I didn't realize that the wires actually ran directly across all of this. So we had to dig all those out very carefully, because I'm gonna save the wires because I have to reuse those once this is all said and done. We figured out where we're gonna cap it off for now, dig out the last 50 feet or so, and it's time for dirt. That was a lot of digging, but now that all the irrigation is out, we got to figure out what we're going to do with all of our low voltage cables, which controls the valves, and little contraptions like this I don't want to recreate, so we're probably going to save this component and relocate it over there, because this is going to be concrete. And over here I am going to lay a slab, probably about another 5 or 6 feet, extending the driveway from where it's currently at. So in the front we've cut off the water supply to the backyard right there. Since this is going to be concrete, where the Mercedes oversized paperweight, we're going to dig all this up, pull the line out of here, and kind of get an idea of where that concrete's going to go. Let's fill all this back in now. Good morning, guys. It is time to cut up some gates. So last night we finished the irrigation nightmare. Push the dirt right back in where it goes because today sometime I have to route the driveway. We have the four corners of the shop set. That's not going anywhere. The driveway, we're getting a little bit creative with it. We're gonna come straight a little bit, come in, come straight again, and then curve it to where the existing driveway is. Because I have to kind of visualize this thing, I did want to push the dirt back in so I can see where everything's going to be. It is early morning. It is time to cut up a gate. Dirt delivery is coming in the next few hours. Bad news is it's early morning and time to wake up my neighbors. Sorry. Hi, cows. All right, 4 sections of fence gone. Irrigation all dug up, stacked up over there in the corner. So in a few hours, we're getting 20 yards of select fill delivered. I got work to do because my real job starts in about 10 minutes. We'll see you guys when it's time for some dirt. We got dirt, a whole lot of dirt. We got our 20 yards of select fill delivered yesterday, and that's a lot of dirt. And my boys were out here all day yesterday playing on this. They absolutely love it. They're gonna hate the fact that on Monday, it's gonna be part of our pad, but I'm kicking myself right now. I got a little tired the other day when I was filling back in all these trenches because this trench was supposed to remain open. Here's why. So where this yellow rope is sitting is where essentially the driveway is going to be extended. Because there's multiple water lines running across to feed the rest of the irrigation system, that has to remain underneath the driveway. And I absolutely do not want to be burrowing underneath a finished driveway. So what I'm going to do is dig down about 10 inches and lay a larger diameter PVC pipe, and I can run those irrigation lines inside of that pipe, including some of these low voltage wires that control those valves. Now with that larger PVC pipe, it's gonna help as these guys are compacting this pad to not annihilate the irrigation, but also serviceability down the road. If I do have an issue, I can dig at both ends and just pull the pipe out and replace it. Conceptually, that's how it's working in my head. I'm sure there's a better way, but that's what we're gonna do. And we'll see you guys when that's all done in 3, 2, 1. Digging up sprinkler lines and digging a trench. Two very significantly different things. So I'm trying to go about 10 to 12 inches in depth all the way across because when they do the grading work, they're gonna take about 6 inches off of the topsoil. You gotta love Texas clay. Woo! This is making me so excited. For years, I've been dreaming of this shop and budgeting and saving every penny I could, making these videos, and I can't thank you enough for tuning in and watching them, because you guys spending time watching these videos helps fund things like this. So if you haven't yet, please scroll down, subscribe below if you want to watch this shop come to life, because I couldn't be more excited. We're gonna bring you guys along for the ride every step of the way. Step number 25, dig a ditch. Dude, what are you doing up there? He's loving that dirt. What a good day work looks like. Looks like me not being able to complete a sentence. I'm exhausted. So this escalated quite a bit. So we no longer have a fence. However, we do have the final location of where it's going to be the driveway, the shop location, the shape of that driveway, and how it's going to be coming and connecting to the house. Sarge over here has helped tremendously. We dug out our trench, we laid our irrigation pipe, which is hiding under here. That way, when all the concrete is done, we have a 3-inch PVC that's protecting the two lines. They're gonna be up underneath the driveway. This has to be graded. This is gonna be compacted down. So this will protect. When it's ready to go, we'll pop these caps off, tap into irrigation, and run all the irrigation down the side. That was a beast. On top of that, the concrete company is telling us we needed 6 inches below the surface to chip away at the concrete on these poles. We are going to concrete around our poles. It's going to basically solidify them in place. And since we were doing that, we figured while we were doing that, we're going to change up our gate. We had a little bit of southern engineering going on with our gate up until this point. And since we are doing all this work and investment to make this happen, I'm doing a rollaway gate to get into this shop. All right, what do you think, Sarge? Making progress?
We are. We're getting there.
Come in.
It's been a lot of work.
Am I coming up?
Sand.
Oh, wow, that actually looks really cool.
Did you break the hole?
So this weekend we definitely figure out the garage door that we're gonna be placing on our building, because apparently they have different specs, which the concrete guys need. That way they can lay the concrete correctly to meet the garage door needs. So I need to figure that out. Today is Saturday, and on Monday, we're getting the skid steer, the lumber, all the stuff we need for the foundation work dropped off early on Monday. And apparently they're going right to work on Monday, pending the weather. The weather's been typical Texas spring. That's gonna do it for tonight. We'll see you on Monday. Today's the day, boys. Today is the day, the groundbreaking, kind of the groundbreaking. We've been digging in the ground for a while now, but skid steer is gonna be delivered here in about 15 minutes. We have lumber and a bunch of other stuff being dropped off today. My son is gonna be so upset when he comes home today. He's been playing on the dirt pile for 3 days straight. We have everything lined out final for these guys to work through the flat work as well as the shop. And then we threw in some stakes along the border just for them to keep the equipment off of somewhat of my taking care of lawn. I need to find myself one of those roll-away gate kits because I gotta build one. I'm so stoked. I'm gonna be so poor after this.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. 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 When it rains, it pours. Water's up to my chin. Won't stop fighting.
What happened to your yard? Hey, what happened? What happened to your yard? What happened to your yard? Oh. All right, guys, we're moving along. This is escalating fairly quickly. I've dug out our top layer. We've gone down quite a few inches down here. We put a timestamp on today. Today's Monday. We have LS Fest on Friday and Saturday. The Corvette, we finished it up last night, got everything dialed in on that suspension. My dad took it this morning to get it aligned, and he's getting some seat time this week since he's driving it this weekend for the event. And I want him to kind of get a feel for that clutch and the gears and everything. So I'm spending my week right here figuring this out. It's just everything all at once. But that's how it always goes.
Many men try to reach it. Many men have failed. Well, if you wanna get to heaven, you gotta raise a little hell. And I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They say no to sleepless night. Will you find me? Hope you find me. I'll be back home soon. When the sunrise, when the
All right, babe, what do you think? Day one.
It's happening.
It's a lot of dirt.
It's happening.
I told her I could have dug this out in a day by hand. Need help? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go help him. We'll be out here for the rest of the night playing on this, so we'll see you guys probably on, today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll be in the office all day. So once the trenches are done on Wednesday, they dig out the trenches, and I should be home on Wednesday to see what's going on there. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday.
He's coming to us.
Ladies and gentlemen, 7 ladies specifically that watch this channel, and the rest of you gentlemen, today just became a fantastic day because Mr. Blake, who now trusts me, I believe, trusts me enough to competently operate myself in machinery. These guys absolutely killed it today. They got the 30-inch trenches dug, the rebar laid. We are a little bit short of number 5 rebar, so tomorrow they're bringing 6 additional pieces to finish up the front side. And tomorrow we're gonna have a final grade of this stuff. However, Mr. Blake has now privileged me with the best day ever. He said I can drive this for a moment. We have a bunch of fill, gravel, and whatnot we need to kind of spread out through here because I need to mark my driveway one more time because the formers are going up tomorrow. And guess who gets to, for the first time ever? Oh my goodness. This is what dreams are made of. So this is gonna be a learning train wreck. Here goes nothing. I've never felt more alive. My watch is telling me to calm down, but I don't want to.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound. Hitting that stuff till you
Let's go. How is this for some progress? The pad for Molokai is just about there. We got 3 of the 4 brick ledges placed. Formers are done all across. And for those of you that are curious, here's kind of what's been going on with the pad of the shop. First off, it's an engineered foundation. We have 30-inch footers going around the perimeter of the shop. We have 2 going down the center and then 3 going across. The concrete is going to be a 4-inch concrete. This rebar, number 3 rebar, 16 inches on center across the entire thing. Down there we have number 5 rebar. I believe there's 2 sets of them at the very bottom, and then here kind of towards the top about 8 inches down. And then the formers he's using, he has 8-inch formers going up and around the shop. We have a brick ledge because of our regulations we're playing within. We have to have a brick masonry exterior, so we have a 5.5-inch brick ledge on top of our little pads. We have a 6-inch poly, I think it's called. This is our moisture barrier, keeping some of that moisture from penetrating into that concrete. And then out the front of the shop, this is also going to be a 4-inch concrete driveway. Obviously, there's a lot of work to do with the former steel on this side. And one thing I did leave out, we brought in something called select fill. I'm learning this as I go, but we brought in a few trucks of select fill because it helps in that final grading. It compacts down really, really well. But a ton going on, and I have learned a monumentous amount in the last 14 days. This is nuts. Domino's Pizza, I'm out back.
You better come inside because your boy is about to be on and Auntie Nani was just on.
Kanani?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Come on.
Kanani was on American Idol.
Yeah.
My auntie Kanani was on American Idol apparently. Iam Tongi was my neighbor when we lived back in Hawaii, if you didn't know that. So the footings in this thing is pretty significant. From the conversations I'm having with Blake, it's pretty overbuilt in terms of the foundation. Given we are in Texas, the soil is clay and sucks, it shifts around a lot. The engineered slab called for 30-inch footers, so here we are. A heck of a lot of concrete is going in these footers. And we have our number 3 rebar. Ready to go, we'll get our 2-inch hats in here before we pour. You see a little bit of green there because we have marked our 2-post lift location. It's going right here. I'm gonna come in with a little shovel and dig out another few inches there, up and around where those posts are going, just to reinforce it just a little bit more. It also helps that the fact that the edge of the post, or half of the post, is gonna be sitting on top of the 30-inch footer. So there's gonna be plenty of support for this 2-post lift coming in the future. I don't know when I'm gonna have money for it, but I figure we prepare for it now and then reap the benefits later. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this one so far. This is truly a dream of mine that's coming to reality really literally right now. There were so many hurdles to get over just to get to this point. HOA has approved, city has approved, we have our permits, we have our budget, we have our concrete, we have our metal building, we have Lowe's and Home Depot that I would be visiting quite a bit for now. And after nearly 1 year of jumping through those hoops to get to this point, we're here. Essentially 1 or 2 more things and we are laying a ton of concrete for Molokai to be the foundation of that dream shop that we've been dreaming of for so long. And I want to thank you guys for the support. Without you guys watching these videos, things like this cannot happen. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Mahalo nui loa. If you guys have not yet subscribed to the channel just yet, you want to follow along on this build because we have a long way to go. Scroll down, hit the subscribe button below, smash that like button while you're down there. It helps me, helps this channel continue to grow. Also want to say a special thanks to Blake at NTX Concrete Works for really making this thing happen, because he's finding ways to involve me physically in the project to help me save money, but also contribute with my own 2 hands like I always love to do on this channel. Y'all take care. Ahoi ho. Aloha. Do dirt. Daddy bought a lot of dirt. Get it. Good job, bud. Feeling a little fancy?
Hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
Good morning!